My name is Ethan, and for most of my life, I believed I understood what marriage meant. Loyalty, patience, forgiveness. Those are the pillars I had built my life on. And for a long time, I thought Clara shared those beliefs. She was radiant, unpredictable, the kind of woman who could make any room brighter just by walking into it. But that same unpredictability sometimes left me uneasy, like a faint hum of tension beneath everything we shared. That Christmas was supposed to be simple, quiet, intimate, just the two of us, maybe a small dinner with family. When Clara told me she wanted to visit her parents a few days early, I didn't think much of it. It'll just be for the weekend, she said, smiling softly. I kissed her goodbye at the door, completely unaware that I was sending her off toward a truth that would unravel the life we'd built. She called me when she landed, cheerful, light-hearted, her voice carrying that familiar warmth. But over the next few days, something shifted. Her messages grew shorter, vaguer. She seemed distracted, detached. Once she texted, "I'll tell you when I get home." I remember staring at those words, sensing that something was off, but convincing myself it was nothing. On Christmas Eve, I went to bed in our quiet house, imagining her returning the next morning, smiling, arms full of gifts. Instead, she came home with a confession that would fracture everything I believed about love, trust, and forgiveness. She stepped through the door, her usual brightness painted across her face, carrying presents wrapped in gold paper. But there was something different in her posture, in the curve of her figure, subtle but undeniable. My heart clenched before she even spoke. "Ethan," she said, her voice trembling, "there's something I need to tell you." I stood still, every instinct on alert. "What is it?" She hesitated, took a breath, and said it. "I'm pregnant, and it's not yours." The words hit like a physical blow. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. The room blurred at the edges. All the small, seemingly harmless changes, her distance, her absences, her silence, snapped together into one brutal truth. I didn't speak. I couldn't. My mind raced through memories. The nights we'd spent laughing, the mornings we'd shared coffee, the quiet gestures that once felt like proof of love. How had I missed this? Clara stepped closer, tears filling her eyes. "I know this is hard. I didn't plan it, Ethan. I don't want to lose you. I want you to help me raise him. I want you to adopt him, for the child's sake." Her words were like salt in an open wound. Adoption, not just forgiveness, but participation. She was asking me to take ownership of the very consequence of her betrayal. I took a step back, trying to steady my voice. "I need time, Clara. I can't. I just need time." She nodded, crying silently. "I understand. I just couldn't keep it from you anymore." That night, the house felt foreign. Every familiar object seemed different, almost accusatory. I sat on the couch, staring at the flickering lights of the Christmas tree, realizing that everything, the laughter, the trust, the years, now existed under a shadow I hadn't invited. The next few days were a blur. Family visited, the house filled with warmth and laughter that felt cruelly misplaced. I smiled when expected, answered questions, played my role, but inside I was hollow. Every glance from Clara was a reminder of the fracture between us. Late at night, when the house was quiet, I'd lie awake, asking myself impossible questions. Could I raise another man's child? Could I forgive her? Could love survive a betrayal this deep? And most painfully, could I ever see Clara the same way again? By the third day after Christmas, I knew I couldn't keep drifting. I needed clarity, not anger, not emotion, but truth. So I told her, we need to talk. No distractions. No half-truths. We sat at the kitchen table, the glow of the Christmas lights soft but cold in the corner. She looked exhausted, frightened, hopeful, and broken all at once. "Ethan," she began, voice unsteady, "I know I've hurt you. I know this is too much. But I'm asking you, please, to think about the child. He doesn't deserve to grow up without stability. We can still build a life, a family, even if it's not perfect." I listened quietly. Her words weren't selfish. They were desperate. And that almost made it harder, because part of me understood. The rational part saw her guilt, her fear, her plea for redemption. But the other part, the part that still bled, couldn't accept it so easily. Clara, I said slowly, this isn't just about the baby. It's about us. It's about trust. It's about whether I can ever look at you and not see this moment. Her eyes brimmed with tears. I know, but can we at least try? Please, Ethan. I just need to know if there's a chance. I stare at the table, running my fingers along the grain of the wood, grounding myself in something solid. I thought of the years we'd spent together, the love that once felt unshakable. Could something so deeply broken ever be repaired? I don't know if I can, I admitted softly, but I want to make my decision from a place of clarity, not pain. I owe myself that much. For the first time since her confession, she didn't argue. She just nodded quietly, as if she understood that words could no longer fix what had been done. That night, lying awake again, I came to a quiet understanding. Life doesn't stop for heartbreak. It doesn't wait for you to catch your breath before forcing you to make choices that will shape everything that follows. Clara's betrayal had destroyed the version of love I once knew, but it also revealed something I hadn't seen before, the difference between forgiveness and self-betrayal. I didn't know what the future would hold, whether our marriage would survive or whether I would walk away for good. But I knew this. Whatever decision I made next would not come from fear, resentment, or duty. It would come from honesty, from courage, from the painful but necessary clarity that only truth can bring.